240.
Yeah, he is big.
And you can't let your nerves get the best of you at home either. That's another thing.
Laughery comes out quick, meets him in the middle. Laughery comes out in the southpaw stance. And that's the thing. Big shots there by Smoot. The last fight I watched with Smoot, he took on Dewan Calloway, and he didn't bring a lot of offense with him. Of course, he was fighting a much larger man. This fight in Shawn Laughery might give Mr. Smoot a little more confidence, where he can turn his hands loose a little bit. Shawn Laughery decked out in the blue, the gladiator shorts, black boots, blue gloves, high and tight haircut, looking sharp. Kahlil Smoot dressed in white, black boots, black leggings, ponytail.
Notice how comfortable Shawn is.
And he always is, Mike. I noticed that last year. He never seems like he's distressed at all.
No.
Even when he would get hit, he was very composed. Boy, there come those fast hands, man. That's a signal 12. That's them fast hands Zane Jones and Connor Boggs had, right, Keith?
Punches and bunches, yes. That's what
Now,
Steve teaches you.
If you're in a gym and you're an amateur guy and you get to train with a guy like Laughery, you're kind of feeling him out and you're trying to learn all the things that he knows, huh? That's why these guys fight left-handed, huh? Laughery with the straight left of the body.
You know, when you have a righty and a lefty, their jabs don't land much. But you can always throw that backhand of the body because your opponent is square to it.
Now, Mike,
It'll always land.
Tell me about this. Mike, you and Keith can both talk about this. Is the foot battle between a right-handed and left-handed fighter. What's that lead foot trying to do here? Get
on the outside. They're stepping on each other's feet.
Yep, and that's what you see a lot when you get these guys with the mixed stance, orthodox and southpaw. Hey, Kahlil Smoot's hands look smooth coming out here.
Oh, yeah. I was impressed the last time. He was really comfortable through some good combinations.
Looks like he's got some type of scar there on his back. Maybe he's had some type of surgery on his back or something. Being a big man like that, that's impressive.
He's letting Shawn win the foot war.
Well, and Shawn's kind of dictating where the dance goes. He's controlling the ring, as they say.
You know, righties, if they've not been in with a lot of lefties, they don't understand that, some of them.
The movement's different. It's just a little bit different.
See how Shawn steps to the outside when he throws that straight left? It lines you right up. And Kahlil's, he's just stepping straight in. He's not lining his foot up. Which it's going to be hard to land his right. It's going to be hard to land his right hand if he don't put his foot on the outside of Shawn's.
Right. And this is a big change of pace from the fights we've seen earlier, Keith, with all the action.
Sure.
This is a 10-round fight.
Absolutely.
These guys know that we're going to be in here for a while.
Yeah.
But so they're a lot more controlled. They're more calculated. But I think here in a few moments you're going to see that they're also more decisive. Mm-hmm. If either man sees an opening, they'll step on the gas a little bit.
Yeah, this fight means something. I mean, they're fighting for an international title.
Mike, I asked Keith this too. I asked Keith, what's your preference? Do you like to sit down in the corner, or would you stand up between rounds?
It doesn't really matter, but I always sat down.
I got you. I'd be tired. I sit down too.
As a coach, I always pick my guys up off the stool because it's like a squat. You know,
you don't want them to use their legs.
And you know, when you're going 10 rounds, it'll affect you. It'll help you.
Every bit of energy counts.
See, watch Shawn put his foot on the outside when he attacks every time.
Boy, and those hands are fast. Shawn Laughery came out with some fast hands right there.
See.
Oh, that left landed. Saw some spit fly up in the air. At least the mouthpiece stayed in this time. And Mike, this is a little difference from last year's main event when Laughery was kind of on the retreat for the majority of the first 3 rounds. Now he seems to be on the offense and taking the action to Kahlil Smoot.
Shawn just does such a great job of winning the foot war. He does. It starts there, too.
Those lefties do it every day in the gym, and it's really not fair.
Yeah, they're always fighting right-handers. You know what I mean? That is unfair, isn't it?
But I had a few around, like Keith and Joe Painiff. Joe really helped me a lot when I would box a left-hander.
That's what made Joe so effective as a fighter, was the fact that he was a southpaw.
Oh, yeah.
But he was just like Joe Painiff. Joe Painiff was a lot like Shawn Laughery. Very crafty. Very crafty.
Yep, they were a lot alike.
But Joe wouldn't step forward like that.
No, Shawn's on the offense right here. I'm pretty impressed. I'm kind of taken aback by it. I'm not used to seeing this.
Ooh.
Good body shots. Kahlil Smoot landed it. Hey, but I'll tell you what, when you hit Shawn Laughery like that, that's when he wakes up.
Yeah.
His eye looks cut, Shawn's.
Shawn's, that right eye is swollen on the outside.
He's got blood coming out of it.
Kahlil's caught him there with a couple left hooks.
That's a big dude. I mean, really, Shawn might be nearly as heavy, but, like, they're
He's only a heavyweight because his wife owns the bakery. But he's been more active. The volume is there. I'm actually pretty surprised by the volume that Laughery's put out there so far.
He's just going to do this for 10 rounds. He's not working. This is relaxing. He ain't picked it up yet.
He's got a gas tank, too. Shawn needs to go back to the body, though. The head will open up later, but that body on Smoot needs to be touched.
Yeah.
I think that was one of those rounds where they were just kind of coasting downhill, everybody getting their gas tank back about them, thinking about we're about to hit round 3.
Smoot threw a real nice combination over there, though, and landed 3 or 4 hard blows. And I think one of them must have busted Shawn's eye open. They were pretty heavy. That's a big man.
He is big.
You don't want to stand in front of him.
No.
And our scorecards are brought to you by Frank's Trucking.
Both men on their feet. Neither man has decided to sit on the stool. Both guys are going to stand. Shawn Laughery appears to be cut over the right eye.
It won't slow him down.
No, it's on the outside of the eye. It's going to drain down his cheek. It's not one of those ones on the bridge of the nose or something that's going to bleed into your eyes.
It might make Shawn go a little harder.
Yep, Shawn meets him in the middle. If Shawn's dictating the direction of this dance here.
There you go. Back to the body.
He's got Smoot on his heels. See, Smoot's reacting to Shawn.
Right.
You know,
trying to counterpunch.
He needs to hold his ground and make Shawn react off him and get off first. You know, there he tried to sneak a right hand in. He needs to step to his left as he throws that right.
Sportsmanship. I like that. A little low. What size gloves are these guys fighting with, Mike? 10 ounces?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. There's not a lot on the knuckles.
No, that's so if you catch one of those, boy, you're gonna feel it.
Yeah, and they have their hands wrapped up it's like a cast to protect your hand.
Right.
And
both guys landed there. Kahlil Smoot landed a left, but Shawn Laughery came back with a right over the top.
Smoot's going to have to get on the gas pedal. Like, where are we at? Third, fourth round?
Yeah, but I don't know, Mike. I've watched the fight. I don't think he's got that.
He's not going to win a decision fighting like this.
And I thought his only chance, Mike, was to win it in the first 3 rounds with a KO, a big shot of some type. But there he lands. Now Laughery lands 3-4 punch combo there. Smoot fires back and hits once. There's a good return. Now, Mike, what's the plan if you're the offensive fighter, you're pushing the pace? Clearly, Shawn Laughery's moving Kahlil Smoot around the ring here. How does he close this thing off and give himself an opportunity to land some significant shots? Smoot seems to be circling just to his left.
I would just tell him to keep doing what he's doing because he's winning.
Yeah.
Don't take any big chances because that other kid, that's a big, strong man.
It is. You mess up once.
Know, yeah.
If you were Kahlil Smoot, what would you do right now, Keith?
You got to pump that jab.
Yeah.
He has to use that jab. He's the bigger man. He has
And
the long arms. I don't know if you got to take a look at his arms when they're just standing off.
Yeah.
His arms are long. He needs to be pumping that jab, doubling it up, and making Shawn go backwards.
Right.
Yeah, he needs to get off first and get a reaction out of Shawn that'll open something up.
Right.
So he's got to make Shawn react and then think, what am I going to do to his reaction? You know.
Where are we at, round 4?
He's just back on his heels, just catching.
Yeah.
No cornbread.
And unfortunately, that's what I saw in the most recent fight I watched with him against DeJuan Calloway. And DeJuan Calloway's a big man. I mean,
yeah,
you know,
I watched that.
That dude had to be 280 pounds. I don't know.
Bigger than that.
Giant.
He's a big man.
That's what. And the Calloway's trainer was trying to challenge Laughery to see when he was going to fight him. I said, that's not a good matchup. Laughery's a cruiserweight. Well,
like heavy.
If his wife didn't own a bakery, he'd be a cruiserweight.
That's good.
Now Kahlil Smoot takes the center of the ring this time.
I like how Shawn gets off first, steps forward. I mean, he's in total control. You know.
He seems relaxed and smooth and just like, it's like he's shadow boxing in his living room, Mike.
Yeah. Yep, like he's having fun.
Until you get crotched with one of them big blow.
And he can do this. He can do this and continue this because Smoot's trying to counterpunch, and it's always on his heels. He's not doing it coming forward.
He's got to initiate.
Yeah.
Shawn Laughery could fight this pace for 48 hours.
He can.
A little bit of dirty boxing in there. Kahlil Smoot breaks it with a straight right. Now he's throwing some heat out of there. He just getting Shawn lathered up.
Stand in front of him.
Ooh, there's two lefts by Kahlil Smoot landed right there.
Body.
A little bit of spit flew out of Shawn Laughery's
And then
mouth.
he jumped back. Like, if he'd have turned and got on Shawn's hip, got an angle, you know, he could do more, but he jumps back. And Shawn just
There's Shawn
follows.
fires back, couple body shots. Kahlil Smoot with a little Muay Thai clinch, pulling the neck down. Brian Hiles steps in and breaks the action. Lead hook by Kahlil Smoot, no damage though. Mike, Keith, when you guys are in fights like this, you know, your 4th round into a heavyweight championship fight, what can you hear? Do you hear anything in there, or are you thinking just on your own? You hear your coaches? Do you hear the fans?
You hear a lot.
Yeah, you hear a lot. You try to zone in on your coach's voice,
right?
But you hear everything.
He needs to step into that right hand, Smoot, and then follow it with a left hook.
And Shawn flicked that little jab out there, a little know-nothing jab, and then came with that left over the top. I think he's looking to open something up there. I think he's seen something that he's going to try to exploit that later.
Well, I've seen Smoot stop and throw a couple right hands in this round. Maybe he's Maybe he was one to feel him out,
Maybe.
get him into the later rounds. I don't know.
And Mike will tell you, he I've been Mike's sparring partner for years. The right hand for southpaw is our kryptonite. And Mike would get there when we sparred. He would throw that right hand as a lead.
But
And it would catch me, and it would stop me in my tracks.
if the right hand is kryptonite for the southpaw, then the left hand is kryptonite for the orthodox
Oh,
fighter.
yeah.
And I
Exactly.
learned that.
And that's
from-
what I'm seeing here from Shawn.
Sure,
He was flicking that little jab, waiting for Kahlil to fire back with the right, and then that looping left over the top.
You just got to get the foot on the outside and line it up.
Yep. And you don't expect knockout power from Shawn Laughery, but boy, if he puts one of those on the button,
I mean, it's,
He can accumulate some punches.
he's a big enough man to
hey,
hurt
Kahlil
you.
Smoot got bigger over there in the corner. He came out there looking bigger. Here we go, round 5.
Smoot needs to throw some lead right hands when Shawn's attacking. You know,
Just to slow him
he
down.
needs to plant his foot, throw out, and step. If he can, step to the. There, he did. He did right there. It's time to fight a little bit, you know.
Hey, last year, man, Mike, I remember calling this fight last year, and about the 4th, 5th round was when Shawn Laughery really came alive.
Well, that's how he does. He's a warrior.
Climb towers for a living.
Hell, he's a coal miner, isn't he?
Used to be a coal miner.
Oh.
Now he climbs those towers. He's a lineman.
He's getting a little big to be a squirrel.
I'd say he's probably a foreman by now.
Probably.
He's probably all-time ground man. I wouldn't argue with him. What do you want? You want me to take out the trash, Mr. Laughery? Okay, sir. And you see, Keith, let's go back to this. Remember earlier when I was talking about some of these debut fighters, some of the younger fighters, how that chin flails. You watch these guys, these pros, that chin is taped,
It goes down.
connected to their sternum.
It's got to be down.
You know what I mean? Yeah. If your chin separates from your chest, you're going to sleep.
Smoot could have some effect with the uppercut on the inside too, because Shawn's likes to get low
He does.
when he comes in, as anybody should.
And I thought that's where Deshaun Ross could have had some success against Shawn last year, but it didn't materialize.
Oh, you said it.
There it was, and we seen him take a shot at it. Shawn carries his hands really low.
Yeah, but he's moving them.
And he's got the head movement.
It's his little rhythm thing.
And the head movement, the important thing is, it's not just side.
Oh, that was a right
that
hand.
landed. I saw Shawn's chin checked right there. Head movements up and down, side to side. Am I right? Same way. X's. Make X's.
I would encourage Smoot to fight back a little more on the inside. When he's close, when Shawn's there, touch his body, head.
I think maybe Kahlil Smoot's bought into the narrative that Shawn Laughery's got better gas tank. Maybe Kahlil Smoot's trying to save himself for the latter half of the fight.
This is definitely Smoot's best round.
Yeah, he's done more, but
Now Shawn answers here
Good.
and puts a couple punches on him.
10 seconds.
Shawn
round.
just get warmed up.
Yep.
He ain't even got on the gas yet.
Brought to you by River Road Family Farm T-shirts and Harmony Ridge Recovery Center.
Mike, Keith Barr said he's coming out of retirement after his next bodybuilding show.
Is that right?
Yeah,
well,
we got to get him on a doghouse card.
let's do it.
I'm
We might,
walking
make,
around
we,
at
we,
190.
we might make a card in Fairmont for him.
Come on, baby, let's do it.
Brought to you by Patriot Printing.
Walking around at 190, baby.
We get you down to middleweight.
Oh, goodness.
What are you weighing, Keith?
190.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll never be 190.
Mike, your head weighs 190.
Yeah.
Hey, how about Vinny Biasi? How about Michael Brown?
Yeah.
Huh? Rough and Rowdy champ.
Yeah.
I'm proud of Michael.
Doghouse is taking over Rough and Rowdy, ain't they?
We're trying. We're having fun.
I'm proud of that Michael
How
Brown.
about Trevor Bell?
Yeah.
Here we go, round 6.
Oh, that was nice.
Shawn cutting loose a little bit now.
Shawn's real good at throwing a combination and sealing, too. Sealing off where you can't fire back on him.
And that's where, remember Connor Boggs and Zane Jones, they must have learned that from him. They fire their punches, and then they step off where you can't hit me. I'm over here. Yeah, great. Good boxing here. Steve Neal must be a heck of a trainer.
Sure
Top
he
notch,
is.
top notch.
There goes Shawn Laughery. You see that step outside the outside foot and whack.
He's just outworking him. He's punching 3 or 4 to 1 of Smoots.
And those punches are nice and tight. He's throwing them with his core.
You can hear those body punches.
Yeah, he's not throwing arm punches. Those are coming. The whole body's turning. He's landing good shots. And you see how he's got the head position underneath the chin.
Sealed. Yeah.
How do you counter that as a taller fighter, Mike? If you're the taller fighter and you got a guy driving that head under your chin, how do you overcome that?
Tie him up. I think Smoot's out of gas.
Yeah, I believe that's the case too. And
he's hitting the wall.
yeah, he's a big man. His upper body, you can see how from the waist up, he's a giant man. But from the knees down, you can see that maybe not a heavyweight from the thighs down. And that plays into this. Man, that shot landed. But Shawn Laughery, man, he's tough. He just eats those. Maybe not. Now Kahlil's. Oh, and he lands a straight right of his own. Oh, my God. Shawn Laughery's got a steel chin. Kahlil Smoot is putting heavy shots on him. Wow. He just changed the complexion of the fight right away, but then Shawn comes back with a left hook. Oh, my God.
A hell of a fight. Wow! Hell, water.